The fix was in. Athletic Bilbao are hosting the Europa League final and Rangers had to pay the penalty. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football for the European Review Show. We say goodbye to Rangers. We say goodbye to Scotland as a nation because there's no Scottish clubs left. Rangers are the last ones to fall. Or maybe you could argue tonight they were pushed because there were some dodgy decisions once again in that Bilbao Rangers game. But we're here to talk about the entire European week. Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League, and we've got some coefficient to look at as well. But we will start with the Champions League, and we'll start with probably the big surprise, I think, of the tie, and that is the fact that Real Madrid lost 5-1 on aggregate to Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal won relatively easy in the end. Saliba gifts Madrid a goal, but a Saka chip and Martinelli solo run at the end got Arsenal the 5-1 victory. And without that mistake, like I said, it'd be 5-0 on across the board. And I mean, unthinkable.
For years, maybe even decades, that 5-1 seemed like a very plausible scoreline for this tie, but the other way about.
Nah, the other way about. But I think the problem is for Arsenal, they beat Madrid. As great as it is, PSG are better than Madrid right now, so we'll see how that goes. But in terms of, I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah, Real Madrid, I thought were lucky to get there.
Real Madrid have never beaten Arsenal. First goal ever scored against them, that was.
What? Atletico, I thought, should have been in this quarter-final tie, but they weren't, and Real Madrid don't go any further. Really bad performance. 3-0 down after the first leg, and I mean, I think everyone expected Madrid to win the second leg. It's just going to be a question of whether they win it by enough. But, I mean, they got beat in the Bernabeu as well. Just a shocking tie, shocking fixture, and a big win for Mikel Arteta. Arsenal maybe bottling the English Premiership, but now they have a real chance. I mean, a real chance here to win a European trophy because, I mean, look at the teams that are left. Not saying that they ain't good teams. They are, but like, I don't recall Arsenal ever having a good a chance as this.
No, I would agree.
To win.
Even in 2006, the Barca team was way better.
Yeah, it's like, but normally, see in Europe over the decades, you've always had like one standout team, whether it be Barca, whether it be Real Madrid, or whether it be Bayern Munich. There's always been like one team that you've just felt was at least one team that you felt was like a step above, and that not that you couldn't beat them, but you were going to be up against it. As good as PSG, Inter and Barca have been, I don't look at those teams and think Arsenal can't beat them.
No, and I look at it and I think Arsenal would rather play Barca in the final than Inter. I know that's looking past PSG, but the same reason I think Arsenal would have rather played Real Madrid than Atletico.
It's hard to pick a favourite at the last four. And I just think it's been a while since we've seen that. No, like normally, like if Arsenal made it to the semis, you'd be expecting them to be maybe fourth favourite, and like a Real Madrid or a Barca to be like almost odds on. But I'm looking at these four teams, and I think they'll all be similar odds. Don't have the odds on me. Don't know if you want to check it up, look it up, but I imagine that all four of these teams will be similar. I don't think there's much to pick between them.
That's what you want, though, isn't it? I mean, you want it to be close. You don't want someone running away and galloping away.
I mean, who will be the favourites? I would assume Barca, but I mean, I could see PSG also being favourites. Like,
no, I could be. I think when I looked at, well, I didn't look earlier, but I heard people talking about it earlier. I think it was Arsenal were actually the favourites.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but Bet365 is the official Champions League sponsor.
Well, give us the official odds. What have you got for us?
That's the problem. It's going to take a while to get to it.
Anyway, he's navigating through that.
You spin some shite.
I'll talk about the other tie where PSG defeated Aston Villa by 4-5 on aggregate. What a performance for Aston Villa though to come back. They were 2-0 down, 5-1 down on aggregate at this point. It would have been easy for them just to throw the towel in and go, you know what, we're beat. We did well to get to the quarters, but we're done. We're finished, and they didn't do that. Credit to Emery, credit to Captain Super John McGinn. Spirited fight back, scored 3 unanswered goals, got into the lead at home, and then had a shot right at the end, pretty much cleared off the line, and that could have levelled the tie. And who knows what happens? We could have been looking at an all-English semi-final. I think PSG deserved it, but I mean, Aston Villa, from the brink of being embarrassed, really, to making it almost level with the last kick of the game. They can hold their heads up high. And, I mean, will they be in Champions League again next season? I don't know. League form hasn't been great. It's not looking likely. But they've done themselves proud.
They're actually pretty... And they've done really well recently. They've won like 5 in a row. They're not too far off it. But in terms of the odds, Barca 2-1, PSG 9-4, Arsenal 5-2, Inter 9-2. So
well, that pretty much backs up what I was saying. All right, they've got Inter as the outsiders, but you look at Barca, PSG, and Arsenal 2-1, 9-4, 5-2. I mean, there's barely anything in that.
No, there ain't. You're right, and that's what you want. Obviously, Barca, Inter, the only 2 teams that have won it.
What those odds tell me is though, that tells me that the bookies actually think PSG and Arsenal's got a better chance of winning this
than Barca.
And the only reason Barca are favourites was because they believe that Barca have got the easier semi-final tie. Yep. The fact that PSG and Arsenal's odds are so close, I guarantee you, see if the draw wasn't, if the fixtures weren't confirmed and there was a draw being made tomorrow, Barca, based on those odds, would be third favourites.
No, I totally agree. But obviously, the draw is confirmed, and Aston Villa, they did win, but they went out to PSG, Arsenal, PSG.
Super John McGinn, has he got a move in him, or is he Aston Villa for life? Or has he got one big move in him? St Mirren, they've got the sell-on fee, they want John McGinn to go. They're desperate for John McGinn to go. Do you think John McGinn will go? Or
the Hibs not have the sell-on fee?
St Mirren have got one as well.
But
I'm assuming Hibs will have one, I don't know.
I think we need to look through different tinted specs. Villa are a big club, and they're in the Champions League. He doesn't really need to leave them. No, I get it, right. Yeah, he could go to Real Madrid.
Remember a couple of years ago, he was being linked to United? United could have killed his career.
Yep, you'd rather play for Villa than United.
And we'll talk about United in a minute, but United fans will probably think that they're back and that they're going to win the league next year, but trust me, I think they'll be going to the next round.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
And they are like 16th in the league, so they need to calm down. I mean, you scored a couple of goals against a Lyon team that collapsed with 10 men. There was nothing to be that proud of. Right, Borussia Dortmund 3, Barcelona 1. Fair play to Dortmund for making the overall scoreline respectable, but at the end of the day, they lost the tie in the first leg, and that's unforgivable.
They lost 4-0, and that is exactly what you want to avoid in a first leg of football, but they didn't.
I would say 3-0 is the most you can lose without the tie pretty much being over.
Yeah.
But when you're taking on a team that is superior to you, you don't want to be giving up a 3-0 lead.
No, you
But to give a 4-0 lead, it was done.
It was done. They did well to get 3. They scored to make it 4. It was ruled out, but it is what it is. And then Inter drew with Bayern 2 each, which saw them go through. Get it right fucking up, Harry Kane. And that makes it Barca against Inter.
Yeah, I had Bayern Munich and Dortmund in my sweepstakes, but to be honest, I didn't really fancy either team getting through this round. So
no, I would agree with that. Honestly, I mean, obviously, say Dortmund and Bayern go through. Bayern would beat Dortmund because that's just the way it goes in Germany. And then, I don't know, I think Arsenal PSG would be a clear favourite over Bayern and Dortmund. Don't know, I think the Bundesliga, I feel like it's dropped in quality the last couple of years.
It definitely has, and I know Bayern are top of the league right now, and that might be the only thing keeping company in a job. Because they didn't do good last year.
He's fucking shite. Tell you what, they're only 6 points ahead.
Honestly, I don't know where's it. I don't know how you go from Burnley to Bayern Munich.
Relegated Burnley.
Yeah, it's not.
As Sean Dyche said, he said, "I got 7 million to spend, kept them in the league." He spent.
Finished 7th. Did not finish 7th or 8th.
Yeah, he says he spent 125 million. He got relegated, and he gets the Bayern job.
Again, that's just purely because of his name, because he's company. And,
he's Sean Dyche.
Yes, unfortunately, that's how it works sometimes. Reputation gets you places. But yeah, Arsenal, PSG, Barca, Inter, Champions League fight. I mean, it's interesting because I think any 4 team has got a good chance of winning it. So fair play to them.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
As Arnold Schwarzenegger would say. Right, let's move on then to the Europa League. Frankfurt 0, Spurs 1, Tottenham getting the victory. I believe that win keeps Ange in a job. Because I think if he loses tonight, he's gone.
I agree. I predicted Frankfurt to win. Ange proved me wrong. He says he always wins something his second season. I tell you what,
Did he not come out and say, by the way, that he's lasted longer than most Spurs managers?
He said something like that, yeah. He said semi-finals aren't really for this club either, and he's got them there. Here, put it this way.
I was reading a stat, though, that he's lost more games. I don't know if it's overall or just in the league, but he's lost more games in this season as Spurs manager than Pochettino did over his 3 seasons.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Uh-huh. But is it really a surprise? Because look at the amount of league games Tottenham have lost. They haven't drawn many in the league, but they've lost more than they've won. And they're right. I mean, they're fucking what they're like. Right.
Well. For me, they're favourites for this competition, and that's not me downplaying Bodo Glimt.
No, I've had them as favourites. I've had Tottenham as favourites since probably. I would say as soon as we got into the knockout stages. I just thought that probably as well because they're doing so shite in the league. I just felt like here they have to win. And I know you could argue, well, the same applies for United, but the difference is, for me, United are shite. I think if Ange gets it right, Tottenham can turn up and can play great.
See, for me, right, the 4 teams that are left, I want Bodo Glimt to win because I would like the outsider to win it, right? But second, I want Tottenham to win it. Fuck Athletic Bilbao. It feels rigged for them to win it, and I cannot stand Man United. I think the ideal final is Tottenham against United, and Tottenham beat them. Because I think like United in the media in England are like the favourite. Tottenham are like the ugly stepchild.
The black sheep.
They just get the piss ripped out them. I think Ange getting it a big one up the media would be good quality viewing. So, but they beat Frankfurt, slanky penalty, decent, good performance. They move on.
All right, Bodo Glimt, they lost 3-1 on the night to Lazio, but they had a 2-0 lead going into the game. That meant penalties, and they got the job done on penalties. What an achievement, I think, for Bodo Glimt to get to the semi-finals. Beating 20 and beating Olympiacos was impressive, but beating Lazio, that's a step up. Lazio considered to be one of the favourites for this competition. I believe
put it this way.
believe they may have been the number 1 seed.
I think they were. It was between them or Bilbao. If Bodo Glimt go on to win this, regardless of who they take on in the final, what a fucking run. And that is something that is unheard of in recent times. A team like Bodo Glimt win the European competition against this calibre of team. And it just shows you the job that he's doing.
And if they do, then I believe that Knutson guy will finally get his move. Unfortunately, it won't be the Hearts, but...
Might be to Rangers, though. And speaking of Rangers...
Would you take him?
Fucking course. Yeah. Tavernier post-match saying he wants Barry. Why? I love Barry, but it's clearly not fucking worked. Right.
Here, Barry could have a role at Rangers. He can be in the coaching staff or something.
Maybe. Alright, Bilbao 2, Rangers 0. The penalty. You know what? We've heard the rabble speak about it. I've heard other people speak about it. I am in just fucking disbelief how this hasn't got given, man, or looked at. And you know what? We always joke here about corruption and this and that. I think it is a case of corruption. Honestly, it is. They don't. Rangers aren't marketable, right? As marketable as Athletic Bilbao, the Basque Country team in Basque County in the final where it's taking place. And it's the same with like Man United, right? Man United got a very soft penalty tonight. Are you trying to tell me that if Athletic... Say, like I said this earlier, but see if Balogun pulls the shirt of Nico Williams and it rips it half it up, are you trying to tell me they don't give it? Of course they do. I mean, this isn't like, ambulance chasing or, howling at the moon. This is one of the worst decisions all season. Hands fucking down, right? See the fact they didn't even look at it? Whoever's on far should be fired for me. See if the ref looked at it and went, no, I want to stick with the original decision. I could almost accept that. See the fact that everything in this day and age gets checked and they didn't fucking bother their arse checking this? It's a disgrace.
Was there not something that wasn't checked as well a few weeks ago? Or like a month ago or something like that?
What game? I can't narrow it down for me. What country? What game?
I can't remember. No, it was definitely something to do with Scotland. I remember something apparently didn't even look at.
I mean, I can't really remember, but either way, it's the fact that they've not even bothered their arse looking at this is ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, is it worse than the one in the cup final?
Did I not get lost over pretty quickly as well?
Did I?
Rangers I think can feel hard done by here. They've lost the Athletic Club, but I mean the decisions have played a big part in it.
As they've said, we were listening to the rabble, right? See, if you don't have VAR and they don't give this, I can accept that. The ref misses it. See, with VAR and you miss this, it's unacceptable. People should lose their job. And people are like, well, you can't call for someone to lose their job. See the Diddy men that do the 9 to 5, which is a lot of people, right? See if they make mistakes, they're fucking sacked. So why shouldn't this prick that was in the far monitor get fucking booted out? He'll get another job. He'll get another wee cushy job. Don't fucking worry about him.
Or give him a 9 to 5.
I mean, yo, see this decision? That's probably cost. That's cost Barry Ferguson any chance of this Rangers job.
No, absolutely.
So he's cost Barry Ferguson his job. Why can't he lose his job? Prick.
A job for a job, an eye for an eye.
Aye.
Anyway, I think we're all seeing eye to eye when we say that Rangers were very harsh done by over the 2 legs. I mean, the Robin proper red card. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it was not a red." I think it was.
Yeah, the more I look at
it's just by the letter of the law, by the rules, it's a red card. The only thing is I think it's just because it's that early in the game, and it's not like a horrible tackle. Like, you know, it's not like he went through the back of him. People have maybe felt it was hard.
But see, another reason why I think they haven't even bothered looking at this or giving it, because they know if they give a penalty, it has to be a red. There's no double jeopardy pish, right? Because he's not making an attempt to play the ball. Because if they acknowledge the fact it could be a penalty, they have to give a red. And make no mistake about it, does a red ruin this game as a spectacle? I think it does.
Aye, well, they didn't care about that last week,
exactly, because they want Bilbao in the final. It's football's corrupt, man. It is. It is.
I think the double jeopardy rule's bullshit.
No.
And I'll tell you why. Like, last week, say Proper does that, it's in the box. Liam Kelly showed that he can save a penalty. Right?
Yeah.
So, Liam Kelly, Proper could make that tackle in the box, gets a yellow card, Liam Kelly saves a penalty. Proper could make that tackle outside the box, gets sent off, and then Bilbao score the free kick because it's a good free kick, it's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
So to me, the double jeopardy rule is nonsense.
Yeah, it is. But good game. Good. It's like good game. It's not a good game, but from Bilbao's perspective, it's a good game. From Rangers,
it was a decent run.
But...
Well, it made it, finished in the top 8, beat Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. That will be, you can say you want about Barry Ferguson, that will last a long time, surely, in the memory banks. That's something that he probably, will he ever get to this level in his managerial career again? Probably not. But he'll always be able to say, here, I beat Jose Mourinho.
Probably not. Fucking course he won't. How is Barry Ferguson ever going to get to a club of Rangers stature? His only chance is Rangers.
Aye, well, the point is, look, he'll remember that. It'll be a proud moment for the guy.
Oh, I'm going to remember how we got fucked.
Anyway, speaking of proud moments, United 5, Leon 4, 7-6 in aggregate.
I cannot believe they came back.
Yeah, I felt sick. Leon down to 10 men, went 4-2 up on the night, thinking, brilliant, United are out, get it right up them. And then we got a penalty that, it's very soft. It's just fucking... See, when you look at this penalty and how this is a penalty, but then Rangers didn't get a penalty, you're like, hold on here.
No, because it's corrupt. It's like they favour the teams that they want. Man United are marketable. They want them in there. No, but we can let up whatever way we want. Leon collapsed.
They did.
See, as pissed off as I am, saying that Rangers didn't show enough in this game, and we get cheated. See, if Rangers were 4-2 up with like 8 minutes to go and get beat 5-4, I don't think they'd have been a fid tonight. I think every appliance in this room would have been busted. I can't imagine what those Leon fans feel like.
Thoughts on the United 5th goal? Slight contact from Maguire on the defender. For me, never a foul. Never a foul. However...
No, because it's similar to what Dessers did to Maguire.
Yeah, but I also feel like in a different game with different teams...
If it's switched, they'd probably give it, disallow it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can definitely see that being, depending on what team it's going against, I can definitely see that 5th goal being ruled out. But it was, we're talking minimal contact in it. Like, Jesus Christ. No, I thought the goal was good, but...
Look at last year, right? When
Maguire...
When Coventry completed the comeback against United.
That was disgusting.
So
you flip that around, they ain't having that goal taken off.
It's the same shit here.
Anyway, the
No,
semi-finals
but see VAR, all it has done is left the door open
to cheat.
to cheat. Yeah,
That's it. They can manipulate results more now than they could previously.
yeah.
So, yeah. Is VAR improved football?
No.
I don't think so. See, before VAR, you could accept mistakes more because you're like, well, it was in real time, only had one chance, can't overturn it, human error, blah, blah, blah. See, now with VAR, I think it is fair to say with VAR there should be no mistakes.
No, I totally agree.
You could maybe say, there's a misinterpretation of the rules, whatever, but if there's rules in place, then technically if there's rules, then a decision shouldn't really be an opinion. It should be factual. It should be either, it's right or wrong.
Yep.
And it's they need it to be perfect, and they're far from it with VAR. I think they should get rid of it. Anyway, Tottenham, Bodo Glimt, Athletic Club Bilbao, and Manchester United. I think Tottenham will win it. I'd like to see Bodo Glimt win it, but I just hope that the winner does come from the top half of the table.
I do think...
Because I do like Ange Postecoglou.
You know what, though, right? I think there's loads of scenarios that are hilarious. I think Tottenham beating United's hilarious, but I think the best case is Bodo Glimt beating the two English clubs. Imagine Bodo Glimt beating Man United. Man United would be going into that final thinking it's wrapped up. Champions League football secured in like 17th spot in the league. And Bodo Glimt, the farmers for Norway, with fucking Wi-Fi passwords. Oh, that pish patter getting fired about.
It doesn't sit right with me though that Man United and Tottenham for that.
Mark Goldbridge.
It doesn't seem right though that how shite they've been in the league they could get a Champions League spot.
No, but Mark Goldbridge's arse would collapse through his fucking seat in his wee studio in Nottingham. Tell you what, see if they get beat 4-2, I'd have been fucking shooting all over that. See the fact they won, I'm nowhere near it.
Who'll he be supporting the Champions League next year? United or Forest?
Tough choice for Brent.
Anyway, let's move into the Conference League. Betis got the job done against Phil Jagielka. Fiorentina drew against Sledge. So I mean, basically, Betis and Fiorentina, they were the two top seeds from the top half of the draw. I said from the very, pretty much from the beginning, I said that the only two teams that I give a chance of beating Chelsea are Betis or Fiorentina.
Put it this way,
and
right?
the fact that it's going to be easier to beat Chelsea in the final because it's only one leg.
Put it this way.
Rather than two legs. So listen, that we're going to get a competitive final. Chelsea are massive favourites, but we'll get a competitive final.
See, when you're from the top 5 leagues and you're dropping into this Conference League, your aim has to be to win it.
Absolutely.
No, like there is no two ways about it, and because they get limit. What is it? I think a team. Is it a team from each top 5 league gets a spot? Don't know. They might not. I mean, well, Heidenheim were in it. I can't recall who the French team were. But it's why I'll stand by it. It's like, I think if Rangers were in this, I think the aim's got to be to win it. And we were talking about earlier, well, you get to, I mean, obviously get to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. It's probably like the equivalent of, getting to like the knockouts of the Champions League. But then I think the equivalent of getting to the quarterfinals of the Europa League for the Conference League is probably halfway in between a final and a semi, which obviously doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It'd be like third place playoff sort of thing. But
look, it depends who you get. If Rangers were in, let's be honest, Rangers could be in this and maybe get Chelsea in the last 16. Then if you lose to them, that's not, that's
no. I totally agree. Like it's like you look,
but
Chelsea, Copenhagen, Heidenheim. That side of the draw is very tough.
But
then you've got Paphos, Amnoia, Dusgaard,
where you have to get to the quarters.
Yep.
So I mean, just depends on the luck of the draw, really. Betis, Fiorentina. Chelsea actually lost to Warsaw, but again, if the aggregate wasn't 3-0 going into that game, I don't think Chelsea lose. And Djurgården defeated Rapid Wien by 4-1. And that sets up a Chelsea Djurgården final, semi-final. I believe that we're probably going to be looking at a Betis Chelsea final. That would be my prediction.
Decent. decent level of
But
final.
I mean, Betis Fiorentina is hard to pick. But I think Betis will maybe just edge that, and that's it, guys, for your Europa Conference League. We'll just have a quick look at the coefficient then. This is how it ended. So we see Rangers then with 19.75 points, Celtic with 17, Hearts with 5, Kilmarnock 2.5, and St Mirren 2. Gives us an average of 9.250 in the coefficient points. So 9.250. If you look at that then, for the season, it's behind all the teams in front of us. It's ahead of Switzerland. It's behind Austria. It's behind Norway. It's behind Greece. It's even behind Poland. It's behind Cyprus. Sweden. So we can see some of these little nations. And I don't mean to be disrespectful saying Sweden's a little nation. I mean, I'm trying to think for Sweden, who's had a good... Djurgårdens are Swedish, aren't they?
Aye.
And Malmo, they got relatively... They not get far...
I don't know, but it just...
Well, Djurgården are Swedish, so I mean...
No, you know what? It just goes to show you, right? See, if you do support a team outside the top two, they need to fucking step up to task. They need to be held accountable. Can't just be... it can't just be Rangers who, let's be honest, we're the coefficient cup champions. But it can't just be Celtic and Rangers.
Just look at that, though, the Scotland... That 22-23 season is killing us.
Yeah.
Because that's the only reason that we're behind Czech and Turkey, to be honest.
We're losing 19-20.
Yeah, that's going to suck. But that's what I mean. We're going to struggle to get back into the top 10 for the next 3 years, because that 2022-2023 season will weigh us down.
Is it no insane, though, when you look at how Rangers getting to the final got less than the previous two behind it, because Celtic were better?
Yeah.
It just shows you do need everyone to be firing on all cylinders.
No, absolutely. But, I'm just looking at that, and yeah, it's not... Other than that 22-23 season, I think we've been pretty respectable.
Yeah.
And if that was... If you change that 22-23 season, and if we matched our lowest season from the other years, that would be enough to put us into 9th place above Czech and Turkey.
Yeah. Well, I just think what we need is whoever finishes third or cup winner, they need to get into like the quarterfinals of the Conference League.
Yeah, but you look at, I totally get that, but look at like Turkey and Czech as well. Look at what they're losing over the next couple of seasons. Turkey's losing 5 and 3.1. Czech's losing 2.5 and 6.6. We're losing 9.7 and 8.5.
Yeah, 9.7 is a kick in the balls.
The next three seasons are the next 3 seasons that we will lose. We were higher than both Turkey and Czech. So we ain't going to be back in the top 10 anytime soon. People need to realise that, unless we get like exceptional we would need to get like both Celtic and Rangers to have like massive late runs in the tournament, or else we ain't going to be touching the top 10 until 2028.
Aye.
So aye. Anyway, just a quick look there at the coefficient. Anything to add about that? Or?
It's shite. We're gonna feel it for a bit till we bounce back.
We are. Rangers currently lead the way for in terms of Scottish clubs in the coefficient there.
I think it's the highest Rangers have been since 2008. I want to say.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
They are 27th. They're Celtic 58th. Hearts, third biggest team in Scotland, are at third, obviously, where we belong. Then Aberdeen, Hibs, Inverness for some reason on this chart, despite not having any points. Don't really get that, but I don't think we'll see Inverness, Cali Thistle in Europe anytime soon. But yeah, Rangers basically. So I mean, that's like Rangers are. Let's see, Rangers are 27th, like in the world. That's not bad. Like, so you got Real Madrid top, then Bayern Munich, City, Liverpool. Who are Rangers? They're either side of PSV, West Ham, and West Ham will be going down because they ain't going to be in Europe anytime soon.
No, they'll be sinking.
You could see Rangers overtaking PSV potentially. I mean, PSV, Frankfurt, Feyenoord. I mean, they're good clubs. I don't know if Rangers will climb much higher than those guys, but yeah, we'll see. Ajax fall from grace, eh? What's happened to them over the last few seasons?
Fucking pish.
Anyway, is that it? I'll see here just what we're looking at for next season. It's not good, is it?
I mean, you say it's not good. We won't really know. One of my favourite times of the year is about July, August, and you've got all these qualifiers going on. So I just hope for the fucking life of us, man. We can see like Hibs carry this momentum they've had in the league into Europe. It's like, you know what? Couple of years ago, Aberdeen were really good in the group stage. They were unlucky. I would just like to see a team outside the top two actually go far in the Conference League. Or hell, make it the Europa League if you fucking truly want. But
if Hearts made it into the top 6, it would have been, just throwing it out there, it would have been the top 6 spending teams in the league. In the top 6 places.
Yeah, but Critchley fucked it, didn't he? So
he did, aye. Anyway, guys, that's where we're going to end it. I mean, let's see who have Belgium and Turkey got. I'm looking at their teams. Can you see why they're ahead of us? Genk, Club Brugge, Anderlecht, St. Galoise, Ghent.
like SK Brann have got a spot in the Champions League. That's crazy.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Anyway, guys, look, that's where we're going to end it. We'll catch you guys in the next one. It's strange. Rosenborg there doing in 4th spot.
Roll on next season, because let's be honest, man. This weekend, your team's season's done. If Hearts lose,
Alright, need to beat Aberdeen, guys.
I've hee-haw this weekend. Well, there is a certain thing, but
obviously,
I'm not gonna mention it.
Obviously, I want Scott. Oh, is it? Oh, I don't. Fuck. I don't mention that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I want Hearts to win the Scottish Cup. No shit. And I'd love to be back in Europe. But I can't say right now, for the good of Scotland, Hearts being in the Conference League group stage is better for the country than Hibs.
Especially managed by Critchley.
Look, see if they were like, right, we're going to get a new manager in, you'd be like, right, optimism here, maybe have a good transfer window, get somebody good in. I think Hearts can have a good run. But from a Scotland perspective, I think every single neutral would rather... I mean, it would take Celtic to win the Scottish Cup, like, which you probably don't want. But, you know what? But let's take that out of the equation. Like, what Scottish team, from a neutral standpoint, what Scottish team would people rather be guaranteed league phase football next season? Hibs, Aberdeen or Hearts? I think it's Hibs.
Hibs every day of the week.
You know, if you're looking at it from a Scotland perspective and you want Scotland to rise again in the coefficient.
And you know what? I'd say Hearts.
But you know what I will say?
Hearts at the bottom of that. I think Aberdeen.
What about St Johnstone?
Well, I'm talking about the three you mentioned.
Alright, but here, know what I would actually say? And I'm including St Johnstone in this. I think the teams in the Conference League are that bad that you should still be getting in top 24.
Aye.
I know I've just said, Hearts are shite. Not. See if Hearts do win the Scottish Cup and Critchley stays, he should still be getting top 24. I think St Johnstone, if they were in the Conference League, I'd expect them to get top 24.
Yeah. They just beat Celtic. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're bottom of the league, right? But fucking Shamrock Rovers finished like 10th.
But the thing is, with Hibs right now, if Hibs were... Let's say it started right now with the form that Hibs are in, I wouldn't be looking at it and going, Hibs should be getting in the top... I'd be looking at it going, here, Hibs can push for top 8 here, how well they're playing, so...
Yo, see...
And wins matter, wins count.
See Shamrock Rovers is 6 games. Give that to Hibs with their current form. They walk it.
Fuck, aye.
Apart from the Chelsea game.
I think Hibs pick up about, 13 points or something like that?
It's like, yo, Aston Villa, right, scud at Hibs a couple of seasons ago. What was it? 8-0 in aggregate? 7-0? Something like that. If Aston Villa played Hibs now, it would be closer. What we need is no more excuses of this pre-season pish. Have your teams ready to fight.
Aye.
It's like Rangers, right? Rangers know 49ers want Champions League football, right? Team needs to be ready for that second qualifying round. It's the same with Celtic. They need to be ready for the playoff round, and it's the same for everybody else. None of this, but that league started in March and they're a wee bit more up to speed. It's the same pish every fucking year, man. The excuse doesn't fly, doesn't it not?
No, I hate the excuses.
How about here, if you qualify, every player that plays gets like an extra $250,000? Especially the Champions League, because I mean that's where the big bucks are. Why not? Incentive.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's it.
The club will make that back.
Of course they will. tenfold.
So, anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know your thoughts down below. It's going to suck now, isn't it? No Scottish teams in Europe. But we'll be here. We'll cover.
It's almost over, folks.
Next season.
What, a maximum 3 more preview and review shows?
We'll be back next season, telling you. I reckon. I think that we'll have a Scottish team get to the quarterfinals again next season, if not more.
Across the board? I'd like to fucking think so.
I'd like to think at least one of them can get to
I'll go semi.
Semi, right? Fair enough, right? Peace.